My name's Kathy. I work at the Hamilton East Public Library. I'm also a master gardener here in Hamilton County. I was going to show you how to plant a tomato plant. Hopefully you can hear me over the neighbor's mower that's happening right now. So I was lucky enough to get a bunch of tomato plants from other master gardeners. This is a really large specimen that I have here. And you might think that when you plant it, that you're going to plant it so that the soil level in this pot is where you plant it in the ground. And that's true for most plants, but not for tomato plants. Tomato plants can actually grow roots out of the stem where all of the leaf joints formerly were. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to dig a nice hole in my raised garden bed. And I really like this, this kind of a shovel. It's actually made for putting posts in, post hole shovel, but it works really great in a garden. And I'm going to put a really good sized hole in there because I'm going to plant this really deep. So first, I'm going to pull off this leaf that's down there. I'm just going to snap that right off and get rid of that. Then I'm not going to pull it out by the stem of the plant. I'm going to instead kind of turn it upside down, give it a tap so that it comes out. Now, this plant is not too root bound. Sometimes when you open up a plant, you'll see the roots swirled around. And when that happens, you really want to just kind of go ahead and pull those apart to stop the swirl. Sometimes if it's really packed hard, actually take a soil knife and cut it to get those roots so that they'll be able to expand. And then, and you can see how much further down that is from soil level. Then I'm going to take my soil, kind of break it up a bit. And right now, I'm making the video, so I wanted to show you how to do this. This soil is damper than I would normally plant in. You can tell it's kind of clumping. So you might want to wait till your soil is a little drier than this. But you get the soil back over there. And don't worry about burying it too deep. Pat it down, and now I've got a tomato plant ready to go. So here's my tomato plant, nice and planted, happy in the ground. I do need to water that. It's very hot today, so you can see it's kind of leaning over. It needs some water to perk up again. I also like to always put a tomato cage around my tomato plant to give it something to hold it steady. This is like a Better Boy tomato, so it's a really large variety, and the plant itself is going to get quite big. And if you don't have something sturdy to hold it up, it will fall over. It doesn't have to be a tomato cage. You can get some cattle fencing and make your own. You can put a pole in there to tie it onto there. But I'm ready to go, and in 2 months we should be eating more tomatoes than we know what to do with. So thank you for watching, and I'll have more tips for you as the season progresses. Happy gardening.